Okay, summer is almost over, which means October is approaching, and it's been about 2 years since I got the Erica Synth Syntrx II. So I thought I would maybe do a casual review video. I don't have any notes prepared or anything, so my plan is to just turn up the patch and talk over it. But this is kind of a strange synth, so if I say some strange things to explain why I like it, just bear with me, I guess. Let's just hear the patch. So this is a simple synth that can connect itself in complex ways. There's only 3 oscillators, no dedicated LFO, but VCO3 is pretty much an LFO. Can go up the audio rate though. And then 1 envelope. So on paper, very limited. And then the CV connections at the back, there's not that many, just to the oscillators, and then a couple inputs which you can route wherever. But those inputs are valuable in the patching scheme of things. So yeah, it's difficult to integrate this with other gear. Difficult synth to use in general. Normally on a synth, you have attenuators on the modulation destinations. Here you have levels on the output of the various sub-modules of the synth. So just a little strange to use. Built-in effects, which are digital, they sound pretty good, I think. You can record modulation of the time parameter, which is nice. I have a little loop here just for some subtle variation. Again, having no real dedicated LFOs, using the record function to either get a joystick loop or effect movement helps overall. So you can definitely do standard things with the synth. You don't have to do these kind of sci-fi patches. It does thick leads and basses, but I think the advantage of a synth like this compared to like a Pro One or a Mini Moog or something is you can really create sonic worlds on this thing that draw you in. The other synths are standard instruments and they can get experimental, but something like this makes you think in a different way and approach synthesis in a different way. Patch like this I would probably never do even on my modular system, which could do something like this. There's just too many options. Something like this will streamline you in certain directions, which can be nice. So some things I don't really like about it. The 1 envelope is just, it's a trapezoid. It's not even an ADSR. It's like attack, decay, and then has a looping thing, and then an on stage. So pretty unlike a standard envelope, and can be difficult to manage sometimes. But the looping is cool, and it can be re-triggered from input 1. So here I have VCO3 going to the input and also the output of the envelope, so it's like triggering itself. And then sample and hold is affecting the decay, so we get some varying speed to the triggers. Can switch this to delay. So this is not a cheap synth. This was the most expensive monosynth that I've ever bought. Well, it still is the most expensive. Before this, I had paid 1,500 Canadian for a mini Moog and about the same for a Moog source. But this was about 2,700 Canadian. So almost double what I had paid for a monosynth, but almost double the patching flexibility of any monosynth I had tried before. Harp Odyssey would probably be the closest, or like an Octave Cat. They can do some pretty interesting things. So, as an EMS fan, something like this is very attractive to me because most of the EMS clones are like $10,000. It's crazy. Like even if I had 100,000 in the bank, I would have a hard time justifying 10 grand for something like that. But this one at under 3 is like a little more reasonable. It doesn't sound old and raw like an EMS. The oscillators are pretty clean. Like we can just start a new patch and we'll just listen to the oscillators quickly. Really hard to tune VCO3 sometimes. It almost seems like it's like stepped digitally or something. Sometimes I just can't seem to get it in tune. But yeah, like they're not the fattest sounding oscillators. Like 2 Moog source oscillators sounds like 10 of these things. But you can get them thicker by running them through the inputs and then using the distortion from the channel 2 to boost them a little bit. Looks like my pitch is stuck high. I think there's a way to do this. One sec. Should have done this ahead of time, just setting a MIDI channel. There we go. So just put in a quick sequence. The built-in sequencer is pretty nice. You can just put it on random mode and have something to mess around with just on the instrument itself. Looks like it's not changing notes that quick. Add a few more. Does pretty good sync sounds. So that's about all the time I have. To wrap it up, I would say it's a great synth if you appreciate it for what it is. If you're trying to make it something else, try like a mini Moog substitute or an MS-20 substitute, it's probably not going to satisfy you. So if you're an EMS fan who can't afford a real clone, like this is not a bad substitute. Thanks for watching.